Phew, man, I'm beat. I get so tired now. Been taking naps every day for like 4 to 6 hours, and the fatigue's been crushing. But one of the things that has been on my calendar that I have to do before it blooms is to trim my fruit trees. And I got my 2 apricots done, but I haven't done anything since then. I missed the big red plum cycle, and it's just at the end of its bloom cycle. I just left it alone, but it still has to get pruned out, which will be sad because I'll lose some fruit just jostling around. But I really can't miss my apple back here because I make apple slices and applesauce from it, and apple cider vinegar, as well as hard apple cider. So I use this apple tree for quite a bit, and I didn't feel so great last year, so I didn't prune it, and it's just gotten huge. It just has gotten, I mean, I don't need a 40-foot apple tree, and then it puts, another 7-foot sprout on with new fruit, and I'm like, no, we're not doing that this year. And I have this pole pruner, which I love. It's electric. It's a little electric chainsaw. And see, there's the electric chainsaw that I have right there, and then I have the pole stretched out, which you probably can't see, running up there. And then I got my Ryobi reciprocating saw, which is electric. That's awesome, with a big 6-inch blade on it. So I took down quite a bit of wood today already. I knew I had a branch up there that was busted and I couldn't get to it. So I wanted that out, and then I had some other big stuff, but you can see it's starting to bloom. I'm kind of late. In fact, I was standing out here watching, and I've got some branches sitting up here on the roof yet, because I cut all that old dead stuff on the north face of it. I took a good bit out of there. That's where that broken branch was, is up there. So I was glad to clear that out. But I got to get some of this upper canopy here to go and come down. You can see it's just bolting. All those little sprouts up there, I've got to go mitigate those. I mean, they're all trying to produce apples, which is great, but they're going to be a bitch to get a hold of. So, and I've got plenty of structure down low, and I like to walk on the roof of the shop to pick apples. That's safe. I can walk on the roof of the camper. That's safe. And I can stand on the ground with a picker, but I don't need to be that high to try to get apples. So I think I'm going to trim that down quite a bit, where that forks into a Y. I may take a good bit of each of those branches, so we'll see. I gotta get up there and now try to finish this today. But I planted this tree 22 years ago. But if you watch, the hummingbirds are coming around drinking out of the flowers. I'm getting too old for this shit. Yeah, I'm absolutely knackered. And I worked on getting that top bit smaller, and I got some pretty good branches up there, one of which is still hung up. Hasn't come down yet. And then I got my bar stuck. The wood pinched it. It's a really awkward overhead angle. This tree is just too big, so it has to come down. And I'm done. I don't have any more energy. So I took the motor off and brought it down. I'll go up there with another saw later and get it down, but I didn't want the motor out in the rain. So, yeah. You use so many muscles to stabilize when you're doing this so you don't fall. And yeah. Well, it's a lot smaller, but we still have more to do. Yeah, see, there's that branch right there that, goes up here and then fell over into that one. So there's that one. And then there's that big one up there going up to my bar. So, and then I want to cut some of this out. And then I'd probably stand on the shop roof and do a little tip pruning up here by hand. That'll be easy. But I gotta make this a smaller tree. So yeah. Oh my god, I'm exhausted now. I should probably get a safety belt out. That would be a good idea. But sometimes they just hold you and it's something else you have to move to and rely on, or it gets hung up and it holds you so you can't move to where you need to. And I just rather go without. That's just my preference. I've been climbing trees my whole life. I just don't have any strength right now. So, but I'm gonna meet with Dr. Val tomorrow. I think we're gonna go back to the those peptide injections because I'm at this point where I've got to do some quality of life work here on my physiology, and I think my body with all these loads has just stopped producing T and B cells, and we need to give it some help. So if you know a good doctor with an MD behind their name, or nurse practitioner where my insurance will pay it, that would be really helpful. Let me know. But yeah, we'll see what we can do tomorrow. I know Dr. Val really wants to help out because I got things to do. Yeah, my focus right now is like patch me up for the next 10 years and let me go play on a sailboat and, you know, have a good time. And, you know, if I end up with a heart attack because of it, I'm good with that. I don't care. We went out swinging. So, yeah. So, yeah, I got to get these hung up branches out of there. And I'll do it tomorrow. I'm just too tired right now. But I did bring it down. So the overall height now is lower. I got to get that bar and that limb out. And then this has to get thinned. So now when I put the cover on the camper last time, I thinned out most of over the top of that. So I feel better about that area. It's not as jungly. But this bit I can reach on the ladder. This bit I can reach on the roof of the shop. So I kind of let those grow bigger because they're accessible. But this bolting up the back here, I actually want to take this whole big limb off right there. It would be a big cut, which concerns me for such an old tree. But I don't think we need it for balance. And then I'm going to take some of this front limb off here. I did kind of purposely grow the one that's holding the tarp up so that it would hold the tarp up. So those are sacred. I can't remove those because they have a job. It has a job and it produces fruit. That makes me happy. One thing, and I was hoping you guys get to see the hummingbirds coming to sip out of the flowers from the apples. That was really pretty. Yeah. Well, it's been a pretty nice day. The bees have been out flying. Happy girls. And of course I don't have a lawnmower anymore. I have a push lawnmower that I use, but otherwise I've been using my electric weed whacker and just keeping the grass down. I'm not going to weed whack out here because the babies are going to be out here pretty soon and they'll take care of all of this and clean it up. So these, I've been grabbing bunches of this and taking it in with me into the babies because it gives them an activity. Plus they get a lot of dirt and enzymes that way. Oh, kiddos, what you doing, babies? Yeah, I know, you like all those greens, don't you? So they had greens down here and they can go tug on those, and there's some dandelion in there. And see, they got a little earth with I give them roots and stuff because they get a lot of good enzymes out of that live soil like that. And that's really good to cultivate their guts. And then, of course, they got heat. Turkey's got turkey feed right here. Yeah, that's turkey feed right there. Oops, I dropped it. I'm trying to teach him to creep feed. This is a turkey ration, which has quite a lot more protein, which turkeys need. So I put it up high so that only he could reach it. Huh, kiddo? They look pretty happy in here. And every day I come in, I just bed them down a little more. And look at the babies. They're putting feathers on nicely. Yeah, you are, my little tykes. Yeah, they're feathering up quite nicely. I know, huh, girls? So I had one little girl that didn't make it. I actually brought her in the house and fed her with a syringe, and she just was a failure to thrive. Sometimes it happens. So I got 5 hens. That's more than that I need. Plenty of eggs for me. Yeah, that was plenty. That's probably more than I'll ever need. That's all right. We'll have a few extras. But the babies look really good. So it's nice and sunny out today. I wish I could take them out, but unfortunately, there's rats in the neighborhood, and the baby turkeys go up and visit with them. Like I have a playpen here that I could cut up all those limbs, and then I have a baby playpen with the 1-inch wire there, and I usually run them through the little mailbox into that playpen. But I had so many rats. They killed 2 of my turkeys one year because little turkeys are so curious. They just want to wander over and say hi, and they stick their face right up there and walk, and poof, they're gone. I mean, there's nothing, they're just gone. So, yeah, I've learned that even on these beautiful sunny days when I really want to let them out, it's not wise to do so, because it's better to do what I'm doing, and I take them fresh greens at least once a day, sometimes twice, and I find little bits of lemon balm of places that I don't want it. I pull that up and give it to them. And of course, I give them some whole, but I also mince up small stuff because they are little babies and you want them to eat as much as they want. And by giving them a bite size, that really helps them out. So, yeah, I'm going to call it for the day. I'm totally wiped out. I think I left my tools out here, which I needed to bring in, and I need to unplug that cord and walk up the shop. But, yeah. Now I got to take that birch tree out. My plan is to sell the camper and the ski boat, and then we can fall it into that empty spot. But I'm going to have some nice birch wood pretty soon. I think I need to hire somebody to drop that for me. I don't think I'm going to try it. Yep, it's time to unplug. And this little cowgirl's hangout is kind of go in the house and have some hard apple cider and maybe a hot bath. So I think that's a good idea. All right, I'll get my sauce out of the moist air. But boy, it sure is a pretty day out today. Sunny, beautiful. Really wish it felt better, but I don't, so it is what it is. Alright, well, I have not done anything out here in terms of woodworking. Imagine all these boards that I have need to be tightened up because, they're all loose stacked now, but, well, I almost think I could take the stickers out, and I got a wood tester now. I could test them. It's pretty warm on this patio. But yeah, some of this wood still looks really good. Like really, really good. She has a little bit of sediment. Definitely has live yeast in there. Those little squigglies. Might as well not waste any of it. Yep. Cool. That is a nice little cocktail. It's time to put the boots and the saw away. Have a little cocktail. See, that's why you need to trim your apple trees and take care of them. Because if they don't produce apples, you don't get this. Everybody, love you. Bye-bye.